Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Hani Nabilia binti Muhammad Sahimi from Department of Wildlife and National Parks, Peninsula Malaysia. Today, I would like to present about diversity and distribution of primates in Gunung Baso Permanent Forest Reserve. Before we start, this is the content or outline for the presentation, which includes introduction, methods, results, discussions, conclusions, acknowledgements, and also references. Now we start with the introduction. A short primate survey was conducted during the Perkau Scientific Expedition in 2019, which was organized by the Tenaga Nasional Berhad Research, or also known as TNBR, between the 3rd of November until 8th of November 2019. We have three objectives for the primates unit. The first one is to identify and record the presence of diurnal primate species located at the Gunung Baso Permanent Forest Reserve. The second objective is to estimate the population of each primate species found at the study sites. And the third one is to assess the local conservation status of each primate species. Now we move on to the methods. Our study site is in the Gunung Baso Permanent Forest Reserve, which is about 40,613 hectare and was pronounced as a production forest in 1989. The specific study area includes 7 water intakes, which is Terang Pump House, Suda Intake, Renyuk 1 Intake, Renyuk 2 Intake, Renyuk 3 Intake, Long Intake, and Long 2 Intake. We have used random sampling, which cover the left and right space of our established baseline, and direct observation, also indirect observations such as listening to great calls and sighting for both family, which is Hylobatidae and also Cercopithecidae. After the sighting and vocalizing recorded using GPS, ArcMap was used to plot the distribution of individuals, families, groups, and all of the species were identified. We have tried to calculate the gross population density estimation per kilometer square with the simple formula as shown, which is the number of identified individuals divided by the total area. Okay, as a result for this survey, about 5 species of primates were recorded for the entire time, and the species includes, the first one is Symphalangus syndactylus, or also known as siamang. The second one is Hylobates agilis, or also known as agile gibbon, Presbytis siamensis, the white-tailed surili, Trachypithecus obscurus, which is also known as dusky leaf monkey, Macaca nemestrina, which is also known as pigtail macaque. This is the species that we have cited in that period, and we do believe if we have more time to observe, it must be more species can be identified and detected, and more numbers of individuals or groups can be recorded. At this moment, this is the checklist that we have for primates in Gunung Baso Permanent Forest Reserve nearby the water intake area. As we can see, the area is dominated by the siamang family groups with around 13 groups, and followed by Hylobates agilis, or also known as agile gibbon, about 8 family groups. The estimation is made based on the survey, and these are the pictures that have been taken in Gunung Baso, where we managed to capture the pictures of 3 species, which is the siamang, the dusky, and also the surili. As for the second result, which is about the conservation status of each species, we find that the siamang has been listed as endangered species under the IUCN Red List and also Red List of Mammals for Peninsular Malaysia, and it is a totally protected species under Wildlife Conservation Act 716. While for Hylobates agilis, which is also under the category of endangered in IUCN, but under the Red List of Mammals for Peninsular Malaysia, this species is considered as vulnerable. Under WCA, it is considered the same as siamang, which is the totally protected animals. For Presbytis siamensis and also Tragopithecus obscurus, both are the same for IUCN and Red List, which is under the category of near threatened and a protected species under WCA. While for pigtail macaque or Macaca nemestrina, the status under the IUCN Red List is under the category of vulnerable, and it is a least concern for Red List of mammals for Peninsular Malaysia. However, in the WCA, it is a protected animals. We move on to the discussion. A previous study at Gunung Stong State Park reported about 6 primate species, including 1 nocturnal sighting of Dipticebus kokang. There is no Macaca fascicularis or long-tail macaque found in this recent study of Gunung Baso Permanent Forest Reserve. And from the study, Gunung Stone State Park and Gunung Baso Permanent Forest Reserve region is dominated by similar species. Hylobates agilis, rarely observed, might be because of small family groups and also previous record also noted based on calls. The sympatric behavior of siamang with white-handed gibbon and agile gibbon can be seen in Gunung Baso Permanent Forest Reserve. In this case, we can see Symphalangus syndactylus and Hylobates agilis are in the same region. And for the result of conservation status and plan, the presence of endangered species is important, such as Hylobates agilis, which is limited in distribution. It is distributed within Kedah, Perak, and also Kelantan. While for the siamang, which is also known as seed dispersal, and it is very important for forest ecosystem. The result supports the conservation of specific sites such as Gunung Baso Permanent Forest Reserve, and we do believe these findings is very important for future conservation. So as the conclusion, this is a very basic information regarding the diversity, population density, and also distribution of primate species in Gunung Baso Permanent Forest Reserve, specifically in the area of the water intakes, and it is crucial for the future management of wildlife, not only in the reserve but also in other reserves such as Gunung Stong State Park and also Royal Belum State Park. The presence of endangered species such as Symphalangus syndactylus and also Hylobates agilis also strengthen the importance of preserving this forest reserve. And a more comprehensive survey can be used to develop a more conclusive primate management plan, not only for this reserve but also for other protected areas and forest reserves in Peninsular Malaysia. For the acknowledgement, I would like to thank and to acknowledge my department, which is the DWMP, for allowing me and team to participate in the Pergol Scientific Exhibition 2018, and another appreciation also extended to the inventory unit and also the SIA unit for managing and organizing the scientific expedition for the small mammals and also primates team. And last but not least, to the primate unit who help with data collection and other necessary fieldworks. This is the reference that have been used for the research paper, and thank you.